with 14 wins. Yeah, that was win number 14 for him. He's second in ERA, third in strikeouts per 9 innings. Can he claim his first Cy Young? Nick Swisher and the Wizard of Oz, Swish and the Wiz, breaking it all down.
Thank you, Jeremy. I'm Kenny White here with Nick Swisher. It's Swish and the Wiz time, and it's baseball, and it's September. Here we go. We've got some races, and it's going to be outstanding. It's going to be a great month of baseball. I know football started, but baseball, do not put it on the back burner. We are going to have some great races. Swish, this is going to be a great race in the American League. Let's talk about Cy Young first, because Dylan Cease, we got to bring up this guy. He has allowed 1 run or less in 17 of his last 19 starts. 1 run or less in 17 and 19 starts. One of the best sliders in baseball.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. But also, too, think about the Cy Young race moving forward, right? Justin Verlander's on the IL. Shane McClanahan from the Rays, he's beat up a little bit. The next guy in line is Dylan Cease, and he's been absolutely fantastic. Let me tell you about his last 3 starts, right? Okay, 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs. 9 innings, almost that no-hitter, 1 hit, no runs. And in his last start, 8 innings, 2 hits. This guy has been absolutely nasty. Every year of his career, he has gotten better. And wait, this will blow your mind. Since he entered the league, every year he has gotten better in ERA, batting average against, on-base percentage, slug, OPS, and whip. Every year he has elevated those numbers and has gotten better year in and year out. I don't know whether it's the mustache, I don't know what it is, but as you're looking at it right here, the odds to win the Cy Young, I mean, come on, if he can continue to keep this going up, because think about it, Verlander and the Houston Astros, they're thinking about postseason. The Rays, they're thinking about postseason. The White Sox, not so much. So for Dylan Cease right now, the Cy Young in the American League is his to take, and I think he's going to make it happen. What about you, Wiz?
You know, I got a long shot. Alek Manoah from the Toronto Blue Jays is having a great year as well. Another guy with big-time slider and fastball slider changeup combination who's been the leader of the staff of the Blue Jays. And I think it's going to end up coming down. I think the White Sox would have to win the division, and we'll see if Verlander, when he can come back, because Verlander's numbers right now, 16-3 with a 1.84 ERA, and his name alone with the sports writers would win him the Cy Young Award, but he's got to get back. But you're right. I love what I've seen out of Dylan Cease. It's going to be a great run. And talking about the White Sox, we'll talk about the other 2 teams from the American League Central. The Guardians and the Twins face off this weekend in a major series. Who do you like out of those 3 teams? And it's going to be neck and neck, the Guardians, Twins, and White Sox, right down to the last day of the season.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, the Guardians lead the season series 6-5. And what makes this absolutely amazing is they will be playing 8 games against each other in the next 11 days. Who doesn't appreciate? And if you want to move up in the division, you have to beat the team in front of you. So the Minnesota Twins are going to have all the games that they want. Now, this coming series this weekend, I've got the Cleveland Guardians, and I'll tell you why. I think the pitching matchup definitely helps them out. Cal Quantrill, who's been absolutely amazing. He's been so consistent for them. Tristan McKenzie and Shane Bieber. Shane Bieber and Tristan McKenzie are the absolute studs of this roster right here. But I can promise you this, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch going up against Dylan Bundy, Archer, and a TBD on Sunday. So for the Twins, obviously coming off a huge win last night in the Bronx, some place that they don't normally are used to winning, but being able to go over to Cleveland and being able to play the Cleveland Guardians, man, this is going to be an awesome series. But I've got the Cleveland Guardians winning this series solely because their pitching is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, go Guardians. I've got a couple tickets on the Guardians. 20-1 to win the American League and 40-1 to win the World Series. And it's probably a little bit of a long shot, but that pitching matchup you just talked about, it's going to hurt the Twins. When you're looking at Dylan Bundy, he's not a guy that throws 97 anymore like he did when he came out of high school. He's throwing 88, 89. He's a finesse righty. Chris Archer is past his time, 33 years old. He's got below average big league stuff. And Aaron Sanchez, another. So they're going to run out 3 below average pitchers for a team that's fighting for the playoffs. So my model right now has the Guardians winning 84 games on the season, the White Sox 83, back 1 game. and the Twins just 80 wins. I think they finish under 50%, and that's because of all the games they do play against the Guardians. The other thing, the Guardians, they end the year with 6 straight games against the Royals, all at home. 6 in a row against KC, who's going to be playing a lot of young guys.
Yeah. Well, also, too, the one thing you got to remember is coming in September, all the call-ups, right? I mean, everybody's fighting for spots for next year. So that's what does make those games against the Kansas City Royals interesting. But I'm telling you right now, when you're looking at the matchups, Guardians versus the Twins, you got to take the Guardians. Your model says so. I think on-field play says so. And the pitching for sure says so.
Yeah, I'm going to go get some Guardians gear so I can put my Guardians gear on next week. I have some Indian stuff, but I can't wear that anymore. That's, that's old time.
No, you got to move it on. You got to move on.
Rays-Yankees, another big series. The Yankees, oh my God, the New York teams are just stumbling, but the Yankees, they've lost the big lead they've had. This lead is disintegrating fast, and they have teams nipping at their heels. The Rays are one of them, and they match up for a 3-game set this weekend. The Yankee injuries have to be a big concern right now.
Oh, huge, bro. I was actually just with the squad the last couple days. For them to be able to win that doubleheader in the Bronx was huge. That definitely gave some momentum moving forward. But that huge home run by Carlos Correa last night definitely was, definitely didn't want to see that. I mean, every win is so important right now. But I'm thinking about, just think about all the guys that they have on the IL, all the humongous names that they have. Andrew Benintendi, Matt Carpenter, Severino's coming back, Nasty Nestor, he pitched last night. Harrison Bader, I got the chance to meet. I'm really excited to see what he's able to do. But I can tell you what, I look at the New York Yankees almost like LeBron James. All you got to do is get in, and anything can happen. It's all about getting hot and moving forward. But I can tell you this, the New York Yankees are going to have all they wanted in the Tampa Bay Rays. Nobody wants to play the Rays right now. They're playing absolutely tremendous. I think they were, 11-1 in their last 12, 10-1 in their last 11. And also think about this. Look at what happened in the series against the Minnesota Twins and how they pitched Aaron Judge. They walked him a ton. You know why? Because there's no big names right behind him that are able to protect him. Giancarlo's on the IL as well. So in my opinion, I'm telling you what, man, they're going to have to get some guys on base. They're going to have to give Aaron Judge a couple shots. But at the end of the day, man, you know me, I'm bleeding pinstripes. I always think the Yankees are going to be able to pull it off, especially at home, and such a huge series moving forward. 4.5 games up in the division. They definitely need to do their best to try and get that bye so they can have those extra 4 or 5 days to get as many of their guys healthy for the postseason run.
Yeah, my motto right now only has the Yankees winning the division by 2 games. 94 wins
Right.
to Tampa 92. And amazing, back in early early July, late June, we were talking about the Yankees were so far ahead. Is that going to hurt them that they're not playing meaningful games in September? Well, that's out the window. Every game is now meaningful, so they're going to be playoff tested and playoff ready. And you're right, the depth is going to get better. They need Rizzo back in the lineup swinging it. They need Stanton. They need DJ LeMahieu. That's a guy that can jumpstart that offense. So still many names. You listed the guys that are out, and it is a mash unit. The pitching obviously isn't what they thought it was going to be. Aldis Chapman has not been the guy this year that they thought. They lost King. Green has been out, but they're still hanging on, and you're right. Hang on, and these meaningful games are going to be big.
Yeah, also another thing I want to click in there is, you're talking about the depth. All the young kids that have come up, right? Giving them a little experience come the playoff time. I was sitting having a conversation with Aaron Judge yesterday, and we were just talking about, hey, he's the guy that has to be the leader on this team. There's not a whole lot of guys in there that have playoff experience like he does. So for him to be right there smack dab in the middle of the lineup, playing each and every day, not only going for 61 home runs, but also trying to win the division, Aaron Judge, in my mind, he's got to be the guy. He's got to step it up, as well as a guy like Gleyber Torres, right? Anybody that's hitting behind Aaron Judge has to step their game up, because if not, they're going to be leaving a whole lot of men on base.
All right, best bet this weekend. I know we have the same team that we both like, and it's going to be great. This is a team that has 2 guys that could be an MVP. The St. Louis Cardinals have been playing amazing baseball. And Swish, here's the big one. They're the 3rd least traveled team in Major League Baseball this year. They have the least amount of air miles. Out of all of the teams that could win it, they are the least traveled. This team's probably the freshest team, and they're hot. The St. Louis Cardinals are on a roll.
Yeah, well, hey, man, hey, that NL Central, that's great traveling right through there, man. Everything's like really close. But what bet you got going?
I've got the Cardinals to win the World Series and to win the National League. I also took them to win the division. They're probably the most bet team. I've got probably about 10 tickets on them. I have them from anywhere from 25 to 1 to 40 to 1 to win the World Series.
Well, I mean, you're right. They're absolutely dominating right now. So many great storylines when you think about, the St. Louis Cardinals right now. I mean, Goldie going for the Triple Crown. You got Arenado. He's heating up in the MVP race. Pujols going for 700. Waino and Yachty last night tying the record for most battery appearances. I mean, there's so many great things that are going over in St. Louis. It would be absolutely a storybook ending if they were able to pull that off. I love the Cardinals as well. Obviously, just splitting with the Washington Nationals wasn't exactly what they had expected in that series. But I'm telling you, once again, I love the pitching matchup for the St. Louis Cardinals. Miles Michaelis, you got Big Jack Flaherty, who's back on the bump. It's good to have him back in the rotation. And Jose Quintana, who's been absolutely fantastic since coming over from Pittsburgh. So in my mind, listen, I think this is absolutely huge. They're 8 games up on Milwaukee, but they want to try and close this division out as fast as possible. I have the Cardinals winning the series this weekend. I think it's minus 355. Seems like an easy bet, but you never know what can happen. But I'm telling you, if they continue to keep pitching the way that they have, Jordan Montgomery's been absolutely fantastic since leaving the Bombers and going over there. It's sad to see him leave, but so happy to see all the success that he's having. But I can tell you what, man, if Goldie, Arenado keep doing their thing in the middle of that lineup, this team is going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, they are. I love this team, the way they're playing. And right now, they were double digits behind the Mets. And it's so important to finish the top 2 because the top 2 teams get a bye in the first round. It's going to be so big this year. They are now 6 games behind the Mets, and they are catching them fast. And I think the Cardinals got a great chance to catch the Mets or the Braves for that last bye. It's gonna be a great run. And that's the thing about that keeps teams like the Cardinals, like you said, they're up 8.5 games over the Brewers. You could think you'd start to coast, but they can't. They need to pass the Mets and Braves. So you're going to get a great effort out of the Cardinals every day. You love them in the series. I love them tonight in game 1. I'm going to lay a 1.5. So, and last thing, I'm going to close it out for this week. Ohio State, the Buckeyes, they get the W against Notre Dame, and they're 44 against Arkansas State. Do they come out with that passion, that energy, and do they cover 44 points this weekend?
Oh, bro, listen, everybody thought last week was going to be a major blowout. The one thing that I was most impressed was the defensive side of the football. Only 72 yards allowed in the second half, no points. That's what you want to see out of top teams. We've always been able to score, and we will. Obviously, losing our number 1 receiver, Jackson Smith-Njigba, being able to go down early. C.J. Stroud was a little off. He was a little indecisive on some of his stuff, but being able to get a practice all week long without him, I'm telling you what, C.J.'s going to come out. We might put up 60, and if we continue to keep playing defense the way we are, we're going to see ourselves at national championship. You can write that down, Wiz. You know what I'm saying?
That's the Swish. I'm going to send it back to Jeremy St. Louis in the studio. Thank you.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Wow, a Swish making a play to be part of the college football wagering panel over the course of the weekend. Picking Ohio State to cover the big points this weekend. As we take a look at notable MLB games tonight, of course, that series with the Rays and the Yankees at the top. A big series for both teams. They are rolling. Of course, the situation not the same for the Guardians and the Twins as they get things underway for a weekend set. Dodgers-Padres, 9:40 Eastern time tonight is first pitch for that one. And Braves-Mariners, another good series up this weekend. Also first pitch at 9:40 Eastern.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.